I actually just found out how to make holy water as well. So all you have to do for those listening to make holy water is you just get purified, spring, doesn't matter, and you put it on the stovetop and you fill the water in, and then you just boil the hell out of it. And welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. It's episode 9? 8? It's an episode. And yeah, feeling good. I'm feeling good. You have a mask on, I see?
I'm wearing a mask, but I'm also wearing a beanie. It's from King and Fifth for our YouTube viewers who were asking. So there'll be a link below to tell you that company, because they're a good company. But I'm also wearing a mask, you're right, because of coronavirus.
Okay.
I don't have coronavirus, I don't think, but how would you know? And I don't want to transmit because we're sharing a microphone at this time.
We also share a house.
We also go out separately.
All right, well, better safe than sorry.
Right. I got my flu shot. Did you get your flu shot?
No. Yes.
Looks like I'm the careful one. You know, you don't know Highlights, the children's magazine?
No.
Okay. There's Goofus and Gallant. Goofus was just total reckless bum.
So I'm the Goofus.
I'm Gallant.
I guess that should have been our name of our show, Goofus and Gallant.
Yeah, it's probably trademarked.
All right. Well, I do wear a mask when I'm outside of my house, and yeah, I'm not one of these non-believers. I wear your mask. Don't cough on people.
I have a more fashionable mask, but I think this one will transmit the audio better.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Water.
Water?
Why not? An element.
I was going to flip it, but I didn't want to make this sound on the table.
Yeah, okay.
I love water.
Waterbender.
I love water.
Edit.
It's my favorite thing.
Is it?
I truly believe water is the answer to all problems. Name a problem right now.
The cat trying to get into the room.
Yeah, name a problem.
Okay, I would have to say unemployment.
Unemployment, water. Unemployment, water will solve that.
How will that solve it?
Okay, that got me. I meant like a.
I don't know.
Listen, any ailment, any problem,
okay, gotcha.
Mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? If you're unemployed, you're probably depressed, and maybe if you used water to swim, soak, clean,
and I just think
maybe you'd feel better.
I think a lot of physical problems. You know, you might have some digestive issues.
Mm-hmm.
Drink more water. You might get headaches. You know what? Okay, I don't think water will cure cancer. Don't not go get chemo and say I'm just going to drink a gallon of water a day. But I always think you should rule out things. And with a lot of things, one of the first things you should do is, am I drinking enough water?
What's enough?
64 ounces a day, I think. But I try to drink a gallon a day.
Are you a purified water or a spring water guy?
If you drink purified water, you are a heathen. I believe it says
I drink purified water.
Hey,
did you know that?
Purified?
I drink purified water.
Why?
I just felt like it would be easier on my system because spring water is literally just out of the ground.
But
it's full of minerals and...
Yeah, you say it like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I
purified
get ideas.
Water?
I get ideas.
It's like that processed water.
It's filtered.
That's a no from me.
Do you drink raw milk? Or do you get it pasteurized?
Okay. Although you have a point there, I'm still drinking spring water.
All right, that's fine.
All right, now let's...
Do you drink it from, like, when you go rock climbing, are you drinking it from the spring, literally? Like,
no,
putting your mouth up to the...
They have those life straws that you can just drink dirt water.
Yeah.
Cleans it. I don't know if I would trust it still, but they have it.
But besides dirty water, you can drink from a mountain spring.
Yeah, I've done it before. It felt a little gross the next
It's just
day.
a little, because we're not in that... We're not in that type of world. Not world, but our...
Yeah, I feel like your body needs to get used to that stuff.
Our life.
Like, cavemen could eat a raw fish. Well, I guess there's sushi. You know what I'm saying.
I do know what
this
you're
is
saying.
a religious podcast. Let's bring it back to religion.
Okay, man cannot live by bread alone. So that's about water. But is that in the Bible? I don't know. I think it is. Let's shift away from that and just say Noah's.
Just keep right.
And just say Noah's Ark, because that was sort of a negative water.
But was it, or was it cleansing by water?
The people who drowned probably thought it was pretty negative.
Well, no. Like think about it, right?
Yeah.
You could have scorched the earth. But instead, first of all, I don't think, hot take, this cat is killing me. Hot take, I don't think Noah's Ark happened. you can shut the podcast off now if that is blasphemous.
I have a doctor's appointment. No, just
but guess what? I don't think it happened.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I really don't. No. I don't think it happened. I think
there's an amusement park, or not amusement park, but do you know there's a
I don't want to go to that park.
Do you know there's a tourist attraction somewhere in the middle of the United States?
Oh yeah, where they've recreated. Because the cool thing about the Bible is so many things. It's kind of like excessive to read, but they give you exact measurements. Like
I know.
with the Ark of the Covenant, Solomon's Temple, the Ark, like by the cubit measurements of it. And so I always I would look up like exact replica of Solomon's temple and stuff.
Give him a cubit, he'll take I don't know the other measurement.
But yeah, so I don't think it happened, and I think it was all symbolic. Did I ever dive into it that much? No, because it's surface level, right? Like there was evils and stuff going on.
So you're saying a flood is less aggressive than a fire?
Yes, a fire would have been. That was like Sodom and Gomorrah, where it's like boom, boom, boom. This was literally a cleansing of the earth. It wasn't a destroying of the earth. It was a cleansing. Yeah. Cleansed by water.
Because when you have a drought, everything's dying and you're praying for rain.
Yeah.
You know?
You never pray for fire.
You never pray for fire.
So.
And hell is referred to as fire. It's never referred to as you will be thrown into the sea.
Dante's Inferno, it's referred to as ice, I think.
Oh, ice? Oh, okay. Well, that is water, but okay.
But wait, I don't know. Because it's also called Dante's Inferno. I think there was levels.
Didn't he have 7 hells or something?
Yeah, the deepest level. I never read it. But
I did, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, so I am trying to think, because if you think of Noah's story, that is the one story in the Bible where I think water is really used as destruction.
Yeah.
Which that's why I made the argument of, I don't really think it was destruction. I think it was a cleansing.
True.
So is there anywhere else in the Bible where water is bad? I always feel like water sort of is representation of life and good.
I definitely think that. I mean, baptism. John the Baptist took you to the river, and even Jesus was baptized with water.
He was. I'm trying to think of more stories with water. There's a million.
Water into wine. That means wine is better than water, or no? Water has possibility.
Yeah, potential.
Potential.
Yeah, it's just like pure and.
A baby is in water in the amniotic sac.
Gross.
A baby is you're in a bag of water.
Yeah. Yelling.
Sorry.
I
think I'm trying to compensate for the mask.
Yeah.
Okay. Dial it down, girl.
The story I always think of with water is Pontius Pilate. When he tries to get Jesus off the hook because his wife's on it over his shoulder, like chill. And then he gives him the opportunity. And it was a rigged election, actually. Current. What day is it? November 2nd. Oh wow, the election's tomorrow.
The election is the American election for president is tomorrow.
Okay.
And we won't depress ourselves with the drama surrounding that.
No, because guess what?
We'll wash our hands of it.
Yeah. So it's a rigged election, and the people there were like, "Nah, we want our boy, the other guy back." The murderer.
Oh, Barabbas.
Yeah.
Was it?
Barnabas?
Or something. I don't know. Barry?
Yeah. Old Barry. And Pontius is there like, seriously? Okay. And he's like, quite literally, I wash my hands of this issue. It's a cleansing. I am no longer at fault. There's no blood on my hands.
Whatever happens after this, please don't trace it back to me.
Yes.
Because I'm not on board.
There's no blood on my hands. This is all you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you deal with the repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I think if you look at it like that, water is just always sort of a cleansing. The washing of the feet.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it actually is one of the representations of, it's so abstract to have God be part of you, be in you, be with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I read a lot where it says, like, I am the living water,
Yeah.
Rivers of life will pour forth from you.
Yeah.
So it's always a nice representation of being filled with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Well, if you guys remember back to like 2 podcasts ago, I spoke of the analogy to the Trinity, which was all based around water.
Okay.
Being that
that's right.
water can be in different states.
That's right.
And so God is water itself, Jesus is ice, and the Holy Spirit is steam. And so, once again, water. It's fluid.
Water.
Water.
That's a Sesame Street.
I think it's Bruce Lee who has a nice little speech about water. He's like, be like water. He's like, be formless, shapeless. You put water in a cup, you become the cup.
Right.
That was pretty cool.
That is.
I consider myself a little bit like Bruce Lee. How about, there's this quote. We were speaking the other day about misread quotes.
Yeah.
That mean the opposite.
Yeah.
And one you hear a lot is,
blood is thicker than water.
blood is thicker than water. But the actual full quote is, blood of the covenant is thicker, or water of the covenant is thicker than blood of the womb, or blood of the...
Oh, that's right.
I'll fill it in up there, but what it basically means is the opposite.
Where, the opposite of what people now say.
Where, like the covenant is stronger than just what you're born into.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty cool.
But the weird thing about water is that it is so connected to clean. It is so connected to pure. But if you examine water under a microscope, you're going to see animals in it.
Gross.
I know. And
how do they, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
What is the religion that Jadeism?
Oh, Jain. Jain.
They can't, like, do anything with living.
Any living organism. They wear masks and afraid to breathe in the organisms of air.
So do they get...
They sweep as they walk.
Ultra purified water?
They pour water. It's not... It's
as much as they can.
As much as they can, but they... Even in the very beginning of the religion, when there wasn't,
microscopes.
Dasani.
Yeah.
They would just pour it through a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that's not like the best method, but yeah, they don't want to ingest any living if they can.
Yeah.
Like they're so very, very, very careful. So, for a germaphobe or someone who could freak themselves out, even water, which you consider to be
purest,
elements. Cleanest, calorie-less.
Yeah.
There's stuff in there, so you have to. I don't know how that relates to anything, but you just have to forget about it.
Yeah. Well, we're 70% water.
Yeah.
I was listening to this Indian guru. His name's like...
Oh, yeah, I know him. Sadhguru?
Yeah, Sadhguru.
Sadhguru.
And he was talking about water and just like using it sort of as an analogy of being one with like the earth and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was saying like right now, there's water in this bottle. Is that water you? No, that water's not you. But when I drink that water, it then sort of becomes me. Mm-hmm. I'm 70% water, and that water is going to, and then is it me? And it was just sort of just giving you this thought process of what are you? Like, what are you? And we are earthly beings, and you're made up of water. And sort of the whole idea of that was to start like when you're. Remember we talked about the natural and spiritual.
Yes.
So, just like you said earlier,
was he saying it helps you disconnect from being?
It helps you realize that everything's connected.
Oh.
So yeah. So like when you're born, it's like, this is me. I know my boundaries. This is where I stop going up. This is where as wide as I am. But then once you start just thinking about these things, like, that water's not me, but if I drink it becomes. And then he's saying the more enlightened you get, the more sort of you build this aura of this is all me, like, and I am all of this, like, and it just sort of shows the connectivity. So yeah, so really, water is.
Let me trick you here. Water's peaceful, right?
Yeah.
And it's cleansing, and it's calm, and it's zen. So what about the raging waters? There's a lot of raging waters in the Bible. A lot of raging storms.
Yeah.
Lashing and waving. Not waving, but waves. When Jesus screamed at the water to stop rocking the boat.
Yeah. Part of the seas. That's pretty cool. And that came.
Part of the seas. There's one. Back,
yeah. No. Yeah, water. It's like, it's the most simple thing, but the more you think about it, you can just talk about it for hours. Yeah.
You ask and I ask and you shall receive.
You're saying just in a sense of a tsunami tidal wave,
right,
taken out of town. But how about just a drop, a constant drop,
erosion
on the hardest surface? Put it on a rock. There. Look at the Grand Canyon. That's all from
water torture. Again, is that too much? It's the mask. I'm feeling very villainous.
Yeah, so water has a lot of power to both make people alive and make people not alive.
But the Bible uses both in its messages.
Yeah.
Right? So which one are we supposed to... I'm not winking at you. I have dust in my eye. Which one are we supposed to...
Both?
It's always yin-yang, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, like, sort of... I think you can compare it to things like spiritually, right? Like remember last podcast we talked about the power of religion, and when something has such a great power, it always has an inverse. And so because religion can bring forth peace and happiness, it can also bring war and tribulation. And so I think water is the same thing, where it's like, it is the essential to life, and therefore it has so much power, and what has all that much power usually has an inverse, and that is it's also so powerful, it has destruction,
Yeah, because when they do space exploration, they're looking for water.
It's
the planet is nothing if it
doesn't
at all have water. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a pretty general topic. It's hard to dial back.
A second ago, you loved it.
No, I like it, but it's so broad.
So broad.
Like
right now, because of coronavirus, the holy water fonts in the churches are empty, because when you go in church, you dip in and you bless yourself with the holy water. They don't want it to be a petri dish.
Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about holy water? While we're on the topic,
I love holy water, and once I found out I can make my own holy water, I loved it even more.
I actually just found out how to make holy water as well. So all you have to do, for those listening, to make holy water is you just get purified, spring, doesn't matter, and you put it on the stovetop, and you fill the water in, and then you just boil the hell out of it.
That was not even a setup. How did you know that joke? That was great.
Yeah,
I'm here like this. When I said when I found out I could make it myself, I know that it doesn't matter if a priest bless it. And so when you started talking, I thought, wait, do I not know how to make it? And you said you boil it. I said, oh God. And okay, so you pulled me all the way there, and then that was funny.
So wait, how do you, like, you're saying you can make it yourself? Is that like saying you can make your own kosher meat?
No, I don't think.
Isn't it? I thought holy water was
True.
just blessed by a priest, and
It is,
kosher
yeah.
meat blessed by a rabbi.
Kosher meat or kosher anything is.
I thought a rabbi was just at the end of the assembly line.
He was, but he only blesses it for a reason if it
meets the requirements.
If it met the requirements.
Gotcha.
Well, holy water, you know, people still think it. You know, you can only go get it from a holy place or a holy person or pick it up after someone blessed it. It is just water that's been blessed.
Yeah.
You are anointed by the Holy Spirit to be able to bless it yourself.
Yeah.
So you can bless it and you can use it. And if you don't think you can, then if you really think about it, you shouldn't even believe in the other holy water.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good point. I think it's what we always come back to with religion especially. All you people need to remember how much power you have. You know? Like,
yes.
We're all besides Jesus himself, every holy person that you read about or hear about, they were just a human being. You know, they were, the one thing that they had is a devotion and a faith to God.
Yes.
And so people put themselves down. They're like,
they really do.
Oh, I'm not a priest. I'm not this. It's like, you're a human. Literally, the only requirements you need to be a holy spiritual person, just like any other holy spirit, is a belief in God, live a good life, and then there's no power that you're right. given.
You were created by the Creator. Therefore, you get all the tools and the power and yeah.
So you know what? You can make your own holy water. Why can't you? If you bless it, because what I like holy water, even if I'm not saying it needs to be from you, but because at the end of the day, on a microscopic scale, it's just nothing changes. It's water.
No, actually.
Okay, well, let me just say this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll let you go.
It's just water, but what makes it special is, once again, is this like spiritual underneath of everything, and so like it's just true faith and love. Like I think. So yeah, so it's all on a spiritual basis anyway, and we all have it, and we're all able to channel it in many ways. And sorry, so what were you saying?
No, I used to have a book, and you could probably just Google it, where if you take water and you give it positive energy, it will look different.
Oh, really?
This one will look different. I think you could even do 3, like bad energy, positive energy, and leave it alone. And I it's a long time ago, but I think you can change it.
Yeah, it's crazy how much more things are connected.
Yeah.
Like when you see about like talking like good to plants and stuff. Like obviously people will say, "Oh, it's just the carbon dioxide being breathed on it," but there's something more to it. And like the way you know is like there is these small little intricacies like this where like even scientists will get like, look, I'm not saying it's these crazy things like that man was resurrected, scientists are baffled, like don't read those headlines, but on just a small scale of like where scientists are just like, and then even if they do make an explanation like, oh, that's probably this, it's like there still was a change that happened.
Right. And
I think a lot of times people are looking for, like, people love to debunk miracles and give a scientific explanation. My argument always to that, because I believe in science, I'm not a non-believer,
Absolutely.
is guess who created the science laws in my mind? You know, like,
right.
Was there a big bang? Scientists say there was. Okay, I believe God made the. You know, like, I'm not a scientific person enough to know all the things and to argue them on a scientific level.
Right.
But there never is a point where I'm stumped and someone's like, "Explain that, you Christian."
Right.
Because it's always God invented the rules. Like,
right.
You know, if you start bringing up evolution to me, I'll say, "What, you think God didn't have a plan from A to B?" Even if the end goal was humans, maybe he did say, boom, because it's not like time moves differently for him. You could see the Genesis story of the 7 days of creation.
Yeah.
What if that was 7 million years? You know, like we see it as days as just like a simplistic explanation. Mm-hmm. But what if the creation of the animals and all that, all leading to human beings with a spiritual conscience and stuff? But like. So yeah, just to wrap it all up, there's never a thing that it's not so I'm not afraid of science. Like there's some Christians that like miss me with that evolution stuff. I don't want to hear it. I don't believe it. If I can't see it, it's not there. La la la. I'm like, cool. The more impressive stuff you to show me with science, the more I'm like, damn, God can really do it all.
Yeah, didn't Einstein say the more he learned about science, the more he believed in God?
Einstein was a cool guy.
Yeah, very.
But yeah, so that's...
Yeah, but the person who opened my eyes to the fact. So, I always thought, take this to a priest and get it blessed. Take it, you know, or just they have stores or they have shrines. But I have an aunt who's a nun, Immaculate Heart of Mary, and we would always ask her to bless things or to say a prayer at dinner or to do something. And I remember one time when I grew up, I asked her to bless something, and she said to me, you know, you can bless it. And that was like, what?
She should probably leave me alone, Verona.
Maybe.
Just go bless it. Bless it yourself. No, she didn't.
No, no. But she was. You don't even know how my mind was opened at that point. And then I used. Remember we talked about telling kids something and they'll just believe it until maybe forever. Yeah. You know. So it never occurred to me that I was good enough to bless something. Mm-hmm. And so anyway. Yeah.
And you know what? That just goes to show the power of, like, the benefit of having people in your life of that sort, but also the power of someone who's in a position like hers to just spread, like, what I always get bothered by are these people who they get to a certain point, like they get some kind of certification about theology and stuff, and they feel like they're a spiritual thing. Right. Well, then they start thinking in their own head, they get an ego, and they're like, I am blessing this. Like, the people that truly inspire me are the ones who get to that point, and they use their platform of like, no, I'm up here, and I know you all can do this. Right. And I think that...
Because look how much further it spreads.
Exactly.
Because that's what Jesus said. Mm-hmm. You tell two friends and let them tell two friends and let them tell two friends. Because if she kept it as, I'm the blesser, you know, but here's like, she told me, now I'll tell you, and then you tell people. Yeah. And we're all walking around the earth blessing things further than she could have ever touched.
And unfortunately, I feel like it's a minority of people.
Yeah, everybody wants control.
Everybody wants, and also just in their own mind, people get an ego, and they're like,
absolutely.
I trust myself. I trust myself that I'm a spiritual person, and then I have this ability to truly channel it. I don't trust you. You'll probably say a blessing wrong. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's really like, I think that's the goal, and that's what we always talk about on this podcast, of just everyone has power in them, and it's important to remember that. And the more you understand that, the further religion and spirituality goes, because you're not feeling less than, or I need to go to a priest to get holy water. I'll do it in 2 weeks from now. It's like every day you can make a little bottle of holy water, and then you're spraying it, and then even if nothing's happening, it's still you.
Exactly.
And that's what we always come back to on the show, is like, if it means something to you, it means something. That's it. Exactly. Like, the only life that's being lived by you is yours. So
exactly. Kabbalists, which is like a form of Judaism, they wear the red string. Yeah. Around their wrist. Like, is it a magical string? Is it? Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's a reminder. You know what I'm saying? The yarmulke is a reminder. And if you have holy water with you, or you use it to bless yourself, or to shake it in your house, is it a bad pagan thing?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
A ritual? Yeah. Is it overstepping your boundaries, or is it constantly saying, like, it's just constantly reaffirming?
Yeah, you know, affirmations of faith.
Right, affirmation of faith. Yeah, and a reminder, and rituals, they're not bad, are they?
No. As soon as
we're human, we need it.
We're human, we need it, and we're always, you know, there is some things in the Bible about, like, you know, about earthly rituals and stuff, where that's different. That's like sort of like your you're just staying on Earth, and it's like for like, oh, the Earth is giving me power and stuff.
Right.
So long as anything you're doing, you're giving it to God. Like this is through God into this water, or if you have like a cross necklace or a cross on your wall, it's like you're not worshiping that piece of wood on the wall. Like that is because some people look at the Bible and they say you shouldn't have relics and stuff. And I think that's more of talking about that, where it's like this crow, this gives me power. But if it was a cross or whatever, you're not saying this piece of wood gives me power. It's just like you said, an affirmation of
right.
This is a earthly representation of what truly gives me power, and that is the non-seeable, non-tangible.
Right.
And that's why I like art, because the Bible, early testaments talk against art. There's a lot of religions that don't like it.
Right.
But I never say, I always see the beauty in art representative of what it's representing, right? So if it's a picture or it's depicting a Bible story, it's that Bible story that is getting to me through the art. It's a medium, not the end.
Yeah. Years ago, there was a extremely, he might have died, extremely controversial photographer, and his name is escaping me, but he would do really divisive artwork, and he put a cross, I think it might have been upside down, but it was in urine. He put it. People went bananas, nuts, crazy. His name begins with Maddlethorn. You could look it up. People went nuts because it was religious art in a very, upsetting way. But I remember being young and thinking, "Ooh, he did that," but not at all thinking that he had hurt me or my faith or religion or Jesus.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you what. That's the problem. Because when you get upset,
Maplethorpe.
Okay,
I think that's it.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah.
When you get upset by that, what are you doing? Like, are you getting upset that the piece of wood isn't like? Well, like I just said, it's all personal. It's like what being represented to you. So, in those instances, you're putting too much value on earthly things. Someone could set it on fire and bury it. It doesn't change because it never mattered about that cross. It was always what it represented, and what it represented is bigger than...
I guess that proved to me that, right,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Both ways.
Yeah, do it, it's like the American flags, burn American flags. People get so upset. They, are crying on the streets, and they're, want to murder somebody over it. It's did that person burn what America means to you to the ground? No, they burn a piece of cloth to the ground. It didn't change what America represents to you. Mm-hmm. With the cross, it's same thing. If someone's burned a Bible, granted, if they start burning every Bible, you have a tyrant leader, then get involved. But if they're just trying to prove a point or something and burn the Bible, did they destroy the Bible from humanity? No. Did they take away what the Bible means? No. And
you know what you could do if someone burned a Bible? You could pour water on it.
Oh, fight fire with water.
I was just trying to bring it back to...
Why do people never say that? Fight fire with water. Don't fight fire with fire, fight fire with water.
Well, because if you're fighting fire with water, you're de-escalating it. Fight fire with fire is
it's always don't fight fire with fire.
Yeah, but if you fight fire with fire, you're both equally as angry.
So saying I fight fire with water is just then you're just being normal in a situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight fire with water.
Just gonna.
Then you're just a firefighter.
Firefighter. Yeah. So water can cool things down.
Yeah, on a hot summer day.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, honestly, I think water.
It even cools us down, sweating.
It does. It's
a natural sprinkler system.
Water is the most important thing.
It is. It is, right?
By definition.
Can you not go any... Yeah, that's the last thing you can be left with before you die. If you're hiking or something. Yeah.
Except if you're underneath it.
Underneath the water?
Yeah, then you don't want it.
Nope, you can't. I once saw this thing...
Too much of anything,
that they filled a pool with a synthetic amniotic fluid, and you could swim underneath there and breathe.
I have seen that. It's very expensive, though.
Of course. You can't just... It's not at the Y. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. So I think water's like spirituality.
Absolutely.
A lot of power.
Absolutely.
Essential to live. But if you use it in the wrong ways, you can really hurt people.
You can. There is an app. No, it's a website. It's called Bible Gateway.
Mm-hmm.
I use it all the time because I told you before I can't quote scripture, and I can look up. It's the Bible.
Yeah. You
just look it up, and this morning I typed in the word. You can type in a keyword.
Okay.
So I typed in water, and I think 600 plus references came up for it, Old Testament to New Testament, and we talked about a couple podcasts ago that it's hard to read the Bible. You read it beginning to end, and you think everybody should do that. I didn't do it, and I don't think I will. Mm-hmm. It's hard, but with this particular thing, you're able to get little bite-sized morsels.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Type in a keyword, type in water, and then it'll take you to Jude or take you to, wherever. And you just look and you go, oh, look at that. It just gives you a little.
Yeah. Before I read the Bible, I would always just would search like a random Bible verse, and like the top search is just a generator, and it's just random through the whole Bible, and
right.
It was nice. And then it's cool. Better. I like it more than like horoscopes or something.
Yeah, why not?
I actually put value in.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like horoscopes, but
yeah.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like you could get something out of it, and it was like
mm-hmm.
Made you think a little bit, and it's from the Bible, so it was nice.
Right.
But yeah, so I think that's it. Drink your water, folks. 64 ounces a day cures all problems.
Yeah.
It also actually you can die from drinking too much water.
You can.
That woman died trying to win her son an Xbox.
You're right.
Tragic.
I'm not allowed to say bad stories, but you can. You can end it on a mother's love for her child.
I know. That's why it's so sad.
Killed her.
I know.
Well, you're spring water. I'm purified water, but you can drink tap water if you live in a place that it's okay. Probably not Flint, Michigan. we can't get away from the negative right now.
No. Okay. Drink water. Be happy. It's good for your skin. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
I don't know. Tomorrow's the election.
Oh, tomorrow's the election. Should we have a live election stream?
We'd have to have it for 4 days because.
Well, the election's that night, so we'll do it before then.
Yeah.
If you see us all in tears, it's because
something happened.
All right, y'all. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, and drink water. Peace.